Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to our podcast.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. I know your generation doesn't use Facebook, but mine does. And thank you, everybody, on my Facebook for the love and for the encouragement about the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
We have over 100 downloads, which is major for our first episode.
Come on, we're totally unqualified.
We're totally unqualified. Everybody's listening. We're so excited about it.
We are.
If you're not already keeping up with us on the @Totally Unqualified Podcast Instagram, if you're not keeping up with us on the TikTok, follow us. You'll see content early as well as some behind the scenes. Also, I did not mention this last time. We are implementing a voicemail line.
Yes.
So instead of writing in your advice on the Google Sheet or emailing us, both of those links are in our Instagram bio, you can call in and we can play your advice live on the show.
And we would love to do that.
To hear everyone's voice.
Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping things I would like to discuss, if you wouldn't mind.
That was housekeeping.
No, I have a little more. I have a little more housekeeping. First of all, thanks for all the feedback, everybody. Keep it coming. We have fixed our audio, so I don't sound like I'm in the back seat of the car, so that's good news. We've zhuzhed up a little, and we'll continue to zhuzh our background if you are watching us on YouTube.
We're going to change our background too. This isn't permanent. So if you have recommendations, or we're trying to figure out what to do with this middle area, because we don't want to change our location. We want to stay filming where we are. So if you have any
we like where
feedback
we are.
for the white space.
There aren't that many choices when you live in a New York City apartment. Okay, wait. I do have to talk about one thing from last episode. You and I talked about gossip. And I had my friend P-E-A, not P-E-E, P-E-A called me and called me out on gossip. And she was like, Eva did not take you to task. You like gossip just like everybody else does. And so I'm going to say that I am trying to reform my gossip habits because I really try not to. And I am manifesting no gossip because I really have seen what it's done poorly. I mean, what it's done badly, I guess. And it's just not good. But she totally called me out. And yes, touché, my friend.
I was trying to be non-confrontational on the first episode.
We're supposed to be confrontational.
On the first episode.
Keeping it real. Okay, now I guess we can move on. Wait, we also thought of something else. We never really introduced ourselves. So let's just take a minute, and we're going to tell you 3 things about ourselves, right? Maybe 3 interesting, quick things.
Yeah, this has not been scripted, so these are
None
off the top of our.
I'm
well, you're not scripted. So I'll do off the top of my head. Do you want to go back and forth?
No, you do your 3.
Okay.
Go for it.
So one thing about me is that I hate cucumbers, and so does my younger brother, Will. We both grew up eating them so much that I think that we hated them because they were put in our lunch every single day. So
not true. But
while people might say that cucumbers are the least controversial food and they taste like water, both Will and I will not eat them. Second thing about me, I guess this one's about our family. We're neither a cat nor a dog family. We love both equally. We used to have a cat who passed away recently. We loved him very much. His name is Creamsicle.
We can't talk about it because I'll cry.
We love him. And now we have a dog named Linus. He's a Havanese. If you follow us on TikTok, you've seen him. He's the cutest dog in the world. So don't ask us cats or dogs. We love them both equally. Actually, we love just our cats and dogs equally. I don't feel great about other people's.
I love all dogs because New York City is insane.
She's obsessed.
Dogs have this
She's
whole
obsessed.
community.
She's absolutely
it's
obsessed.
Crazy. I went to the dog park today and I hung out with my new
friend. She goes
out
for like 5 hours.
I'll call my new friend S. I think he's about 85 and his caregiver, and she's like 25 and terrific, and a few other people. There was another dad there who I saw who I know their dog, and now the dogs all see each other and know each other, and Baby Blue and Phoebe and Arlo,
she's obsessed with the dog community. It's too much.
It's nice. It's very nice. It's unlike the suburbs. You have a lot of space, but the dogs don't have interaction. Here, no space, so you got to go to the park, but total interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, third thing.
And the third thing that I would like you all to know about me is, I don't know.
Come on, Ave. Let's go faster.
I don't know.
Ave talks very slowly. Who knew?
It's because I'm trying to place my train of thought. Another thing you need to know about me is I do a lot of online shopping, but I really have been in the mindset of being sustainable, and I do have to say that I have an unbelievable skill of being able to find the best stuff on resale, and that is my hidden talent. I can find anything for cheap, and I truly mean and believe that. So if you're looking for something, I can source it for you.
I'd just like to know if you're being sustainable because your income does not match your taste level, or because you're truly believing in sustainability. I do feel good when I don't have to buy something off of the website new and that I can find it used. However, when I'm going for a higher ticket item, she shops her mother's closet.
It doesn't help to have a few dollars knocked off of it.
I just want other parents. I want to know from other parents, like, do your kids shop your closet? Because my kids do. Not so much. Will doesn't really shop Dad's closet or mine, but you do both. And guess what? It is sort of interesting to see you in clothes that are very old, right? There's stuff that she picks out that's from when I was in my 20s. She's wearing a suede jacket right now that I bought when I was her
hanging
age.
On by her final thread.
Crazy. It's not. Okay, anyway, let's talk about me. Let's go to me.
Do your three things.
I wrote mine out because I was thinking about it. Okay.
So yours is scripted.
Well,
you literally described scripting.
Okay, I just want to say I'm not scripted. I have to write a note because I forget things because I'm old now and I won't remember. Okay. I am most calm near the water. So I love being near the ocean or a lake. And
what do you know about the blue mind theory?
I don't know anything about that, but I do know this.
The hottest travel trend this year.
Really?
The whole thing of the blue mind theory is that people are calmer and more centered when they're by water.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. If I'm not near water, I can wash my face and feel pretty good. I even like just washing my face and being with the water.
Okay.
That's
oh my God.
I don't know what to say.
Oh
about that.
my God. I have nothing to say.
Okay. 2, if I were going to have a dinner party, I was trying to think of unlikely people I'd like to invite, and my number one always is Leonardo da Vinci because I'm very interested in him and his brain, and he was like a man of science and art, and I found that very interesting. But I got to say, from my generation, Rob Lowe. I'm going to have Leonardo da Vinci and Rob Lowe together at dinner.
I feel like Rob Lowe is such a miss.
No. Oh, my God. He looks
so
so
my
good.
God. Rob Lowe.
He's in Lone Star or something.
No, Rob Lowe is such a miss.
No. He's not a miss.
Literally, it could be anyone. Like Leonardo da Vinci, like he is so smart. Like
I know, and I love Rob Lowe. And by the way, I'm rewatching The West Wing for the 9 millionth time, and he's in it in the first few seasons, and terrific. Okay, let's move on.
It's awful.
And the third thing you can know about me is I don't know why. I love canned peas. I do. I eat them as a snack. It's disgusting. I think maybe. I don't know, but I love them, and that they're not disgusting to me.
Isn't it funny that we didn't review and we both said something food related that we don't like?
Is that because we're both interested in food?
No, I think it's because it's like a fun fact kind of thing.
Is it? I was trying to think of music I liked. But
Oh, God.
Okay, let's move on. Ready?
All right.
let's
So
go.
you know a little bit more about us.
That's who we are.
That's us.
Cucumber haters, canned pea lovers. That's us.
Oh my God. Maybe that should be the title of the episode.
That's perfect. Cucumber haters and canned pea lovers unite.
No one's going to click on it.
one is.
Okay. So hate and love of the week. We're going to have you go first.
Okay, so I have a story. I'll try and be quick. As you see, we're not that quick. So my love of the week is parents of young children, which I know probably doesn't sound that interesting to you, but parents who manage it all and have young kids are heroic to me. And this week, I was on a plane for work going from New York City to Texas, to Austin, Texas. There was a dad sitting diagonally across from me, and he had a baby about a year old on his lap. And she was adorable, and she was very good in the beginning. And then, of course, she got fussy. And this dad, man, was a pro. He's bouncing her, he's rocking her and singing to her, he's getting up and walking down the aisles with her. He is standing up in the aisle with a Ziploc of formula, filling the bottle as he's holding her, and the binky, and his soda is rolling down the aisle. I mean, unflappable. So I'm watching this man, and I'm like, he is unbelievable. I want to say something to him. And then I think, because we live in a different world today than when I was young, am I being biased? Because what, am I expecting a father not to be terrific, right? So I think about that. Then he's black, I'm white. I'm thinking, is this a racial thing? And is he going to be insulted? And is this some sort of bias? And I don't know. I am ruminating the whole ride about this, whether or not I should talk to him. And then we touch down. No, I forgot a piece of the story. Here's why I wanted to say something. Because I know when you and I were quickly discussing this, you said to me, if it was a woman, you would not have said anything.
Yeah, I still think that. I don't even think you would think it was that amazing.
Okay, guess what? No go on that, because when you were small, which you don't remember, you were around a year old, I flew with you. And I was walking to the seat, and I went to sit down, and the woman next to me gave me a smirk and went, lucky me. And it was so upsetting, because here I am like sweating my ass off trying to make sure you're going to be good, and I got it all covered, and I'm freaking out, and like I'm trying to make sure. So I stood up and I apologized to everyone around me beforehand and said, I'm going to do the best I can. And I was so mad that I had to apologize that at the time I was a magazine editor, and I worked at Women's Day magazine, and I wrote an essay at Women's Day that got a tremendous amount of mail called I'm the One with the Screaming Baby. And it was about how people should be more forgiving and understanding. So the plane touches down, the dad stands up, and yes, I scream out, way to go, Dad, amazing, and start to clap. Well, it makes me cry. Everybody clapped for this dad. They did. The grandma next to me, she and I started the clap, and everybody clapped for him. And the best part was there was a man sitting in back of him who was a business guy who I thought seemed annoyed the whole trip. And he got up and he like patted the guy on the back, and he was like, amazing job. And that was my love of the week. Parents, you're amazing that you juggle kids and work and everything in between. Okay. Obviously, it touched me deeply.
I don't know. I'm still ruminating a little bit about if I think you would have said something to
I
your
100%
mom.
would have said something, because I wanted someone to say something to me. I didn't want someone to make me feel bad. I wanted someone to be like, you know what? You've got this. Good job, Mom. You're doing great. Because there are so many days when it is so hard and all you want is someone cheerleading you in the corner.
Okay. I think that was a nice thing for you to do. I do. I do. I'm still a little skeptical.
Of course, I did talk to him also as
Oh my
we
God,
went into
she
the
doesn't
terminal.
stop talking to people. She literally, we go outside for 10 minutes and it's 3.5 hours later. She has to talk to every single person that we meet. Okay, and what did you hate this week?
Oh, am I doing my hate too, or are we doing love, love, hate, hate? I don't care. I can do my hate.
I don't think we go back and forth.
Right, fine. I'll just do my hate. And my hate is not really a hate. It's a plug. And my hate is, I hate when people don't vote. So I'm just going to tell you, there's a very important election coming up, as everybody knows, and I don't care who you're going to vote for, but when you're young, particularly, you might blow it off like I did once, and then my guy didn't win because I didn't love my guy, and I didn't vote for him, even though he was sort of my guy, and then I was bummed afterwards. So I am going to tell you that if you are not registered to vote, you can register until the 26th of October. You can do it online. Just put in your state with a voter registration, and it will come up. It is important. We live in a democracy, and this is your chance to be heard. And if you think your vote doesn't matter, you're wrong. And there are plenty of countries in the world where women particularly cannot vote. So please vote. So I hate when people don't vote. That includes you and your brother.
I voted in both presidential elections. I've been able to.
I think this is your second one. I think
this is my third one.
I don't think so. 18. It's every 4 years.
I turned 18.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's this year,
baby.
It's
my second one.
Okay.
It's my second one.
Yeah. Okay. What's yours?
So did you do your love? You did your love first.
I did my love first.
Okay.
Do you don't remember? That was
Sorry,
2 minutes
it took me
ago.
a second. My love of this week is actually thematic and kind of is in the same realm as you, which is I love events where you're forced to talk to strangers. I love interacting with strangers. Not like my mom though. I like to pick and choose who I talk to. Ellen is open to everybody. But I went on a work adventure with some of my teammates on an account. We went to a murder mystery for one of our clients, and it was a bunch of people who didn't know each other, and we had to solve this 1920s murder case, and everybody was really into it. And so it's really fun when you can be with an unfamiliar group and all kind of buy into the activity that you're doing. And not just for a murder mystery party, but when you're at a festival and you're put next to really fun people, it's so much better than being around freaks. Like, it's so much better when you can, like, dance with, like, the strangers near you and feel like you made new friends.
I'm back at the freaks. How do you know who you're next to? And by the way, who says freak? Because I could be a freak, because I think I might be.
I feel like you're...
Like, if I
you wish you were a
would
freak.
You dance with me?
Yeah, more so, like, when I say freaks, I also kind of more mean, like, people who are knocking into you, like, people who are aggressive, who are trying to, like, mark their territory at the festival. I hate that. Like, it's the worst.
The people that, like, put their chairs and their blanket. And
or when they literally, like, bump into you when you're in, like, cool. Nobody wants to be near you. Yes. Like, we're not trying to get into your area. It's what's going on at the festival. Like,
so it sounds like you don't care about talking to these people, which of course I do. You like being with everybody.
I do, but I also like when it's a pleasant exchange. Like, everybody I talked to at the murder mystery was pleasant.
Well, they were excited to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for a new best friend, but it's nice when everybody around you is excited to be where they are.
Yes. Did you solve it? You neglected to say you were wearing a feather and
I was wearing a feather
in your hair with a headband that looked
all of my coworkers and I. And did I solve it? Well, actually, at the beginning, one of our coworkers was literally the murderer, and at the beginning, I was like, "I think it's you," and it was her, but she didn't get our guess because the evidence pointed elsewhere. Hate of the week. My hate of the week is, I was going to change it, but I'll keep it the same. My hate of the week is confrontation. I'm an honest person. I'm a person that speaks my mind, but I hate set up confrontation. My example is that I got into a fight with Michael.
Boyfriend. Hi, Michael.
Boyfriend, but it didn't feel like it was going to be for long when I was mad at him. Because of his poor decision making and him being inconsiderate. And I wanted to fight about it. I mean, I wanted to confront him about it. And I did want to fight about it too. And every time that I need to like officially confront someone, I always get overly emotional. I always start crying because I can't verbalize what I want to say. The whole thing becomes an awkward mess. Like, I just don't like having to be put on the spot and list out everything that's bothering me and like, you know, tell somebody what they're doing wrong. It's just not a good feeling, but I know it's a natural part of life. Like, I could never picture myself firing somebody from a job, being like, Ellen, your work ethic is bad. Like, I mean, I can't even say it to you seriously.
Yeah, but I got a few questions about this. First of all, you're the one that did the confronting. I can see not liking confrontation when somebody else confronts you because maybe you're not ready.
I don't care when someone else confronts me.
That's very interesting, don't you find? What is it? Because you are the one that wanted the confrontation. You wanted to say something to him. I do think that there are lots of people, and I am included in this, where it's taken me a long time to get a hold of my emotions because it's like you're so far in that you can't step out enough to say what you want to say, so you cry. And it is really hard to cry. And crying isn't that productive in this moment, right? Because you're trying to get a point across, and when you're crying, then, like, I'm going to speak for Dad, doesn't really like that when that happens, because, like, I can't be articulate, and so he doesn't know what's going on. It's confusing. So I am curious that you are the one that started the confrontation. And also with work, I think, not that I'm heartless, but, you know, you're less emotional with work, right? It's not personal.
But it's still another person.
It is. And someone
I
who
don't
has
like
feelings.
that.
So did you not like the confrontation because you knew he was going to be upset? Or, like, what? I don't get it.
I just don't like doing it. It makes me
But you do,
anxious.
because you did it. You could have just blown it off.
Yeah, because, like, what's the alternative? He gets away with, like, being inconsiderate. Like, you have to call people out.
Yes, that is the alternative, because maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. Michael may not have understood that from your point of view, this was a little upsetting, right? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this. And you said something to him, and then what happened?
Yeah, he was apologetic.
Did he understand?
Yeah, he
like,
did.
Truly apologetic, or was he like,
no,
oh,
he
sorry?
was apologetic, but I just still don't like confrontation. Even
Well,
when it works in my favor, I still don't like it.
I'm just going to say you chose it. So I don't know what
Okay,
to say
but like,
about that.
if it wasn't one that I was choosing and there was a situation in which confrontation happened, I still would not like it.
Okay. Well, I do think confrontation is a healthy part of self-esteem, right? But you just have to be mindful of somebody else's feelings, and like, maybe they came to it in a different way than you perceived it, and so maybe it's just like, it's usually like a cross in communication. Like,
No, sometimes people do fucked up things.
well, that's true.
All right.
Should we talk about this?
Those
now?
are loves and hates of the week.
Okay, we're moving on.
All
Let's
right.
answer questions.
We
got a lot
got
of questions. Thank
we
you
got
very,
a lot
very
of
much.
advice, but I feel like once we open up the voicemail,
A lot of advice or a lot of questions?
well, people asking for advice.
Oh, okay.
We got a lot of people asking, but we'll get more when we open up the voicemail. Okay, you have to read first.
Oh, okay. All right, so we are not going to talk to our consigliere this week because she's busy.
She's
But
out on business.
She is, she is out on business, but hopefully we'll talk to her next time. Okay, so wow, girls. Oh, I love she called us a girls. I'm loving this pod, and you can probably expect to hear from me weekly. This week, I'd like to know more about clearing the air and moving forward. How do you do it? How do you move on after a disagreement with a friend and not hold a grudge or have a weird tone in all the interactions moving forward? It feels so much easier to avoid the conflict or cut ties and just break up, especially if you have apologized and the other person continues to not reciprocate. Also hard because other friends and family are close within the circle. Okay. Would you like me to talk about it or you to talk about it?
You can start.
All right, I am going to start. So this really pertains to all age groups, but I think this might be someone who's my age or in the older demographic. And so I'm going to say that the first thing you got to do, to me, is think about how important the friendship is, right? Is it someone you have a long history with? Are you very close to this person? Do you really care about it? You need to look at the breadth, I think, of the friendship and maybe not isolate it to this one incident, right? We're the sum of our whole, and I think we all forget that a lot. Like, we're very quick to judge and just be like, forget it, and that's me, because I have a pretty long fuse, but if I get there, I am like done. So I'm trying not to be that way because we should look at the breadth of the relationship, right? But this person says that they've apologized or someone's apologized here and the other person's like, no go. And I think that's a problem. So here's my very, very wise advice. I think you girls, I don't care how old you are, need to go out and get very drunk and have it out. That's what I think. I think for some reason alcohol helps. Everybody ends up crying or mad or I don't know. We talked about this and you were like, people slap each other. I've never seen it for myself.
People slap each other when
Apparently,
they get drunk. What do you mean, bar fights, Mom?
I've never seen it in person.
You've never seen somebody get kicked out of a bar.
I have, but I've never seen like women slap each other.
I totally have.
But anyway, I do think that getting drunk or having a drink or whatever you're doing takes the edge off a little and maybe makes you a little looser in the tongue because everybody's dancing around everybody. And by the way, are you unhappy that this person isn't in your life and talking to you? If the answer is yes, then I'm sorry, you got to try again.
But I also think that like if you're the person who is not forgiving, like the one who you apologized and you're still not letting go, if I was the friend, I would be like, oh, this person doesn't really value my friendship. Yeah, because they're still choosing to be mad. Like, I think at some point you just need to get over it. Like, unless it's literally something that you can't get over. Yeah. Like, sometimes you just need to make the choice that the friendship is more important.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, why do people hold on to it? It's a bit of a power play. Like, then you begin to think, like, is there jealousy in the friendship? Is there something that hasn't been said underneath
I don't
surface?
agree with that. I think of it more as, like, the other person wants you to be indebted to them.
Oh, no, but that's a power play.
Yeah, but not because there's something
Jealousy?
under the surface.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just, like, it's so much easier to leverage things when somebody owes you something.
Even in friendship?
Ever.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe that's not a good friendship. Is it? Think about that.
What?
I think that's a good friendship, maybe.
Well, if we go back to like the roots of it, if you're keeping score in your friendship, that's weird.
Yes, but I will say that some of us at this table, and I'm not the only one, might keep score in a relationship, which is similar.
I'm not keeping score in the relationship.
I think that might have been the last answer.
I wasn't keeping score. He did something wrong.
Okay. I hear what you're saying about the keeping score and having
I can't refer.
That's not good.
I can refer to like an instance or two where Natalie and I have gotten into an argument and I felt like she wasn't being a friend, and I'm sure she would say she could think of an instance or two, but I don't think that we could like directly point to it and keep score. And I think some people do keep score.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Like some people could be like, and you did this that time and this that time. I don't care enough. I would rather be friends.
Yeah, I think my goal with my friends are super important to me, and they may be more important than like almost anything.
Oh my God.
Not my kids or Eric, but my friends are really important to me. And so I think the goal is always clear the air, but it's very hard to do, right? It's taken me a long time to be able to be a grown-up and say to a friend like, hey, you hurt my feelings, can we talk about it? Because it's so much easier just not to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so hard for us to be appropriately confrontational. Maybe that's the way to say it. Like, how do you do it? It's sort of like with your last answer, like, or last question. Like, how do you appropriately...
Yeah, like if you feel like your friend is consistently doing the wrong thing or something, like if you feel like your friend is consistently being a bad friend to you and then this is the final straw, the apology doesn't matter.
Right. And there's a difference between, like, you hurt my feelings, I'm teaching you that hurt my feelings and that hurt my feelings. But yes, after a while it becomes a pattern. So it's like, wait, I don't think this is sinking in.
Yeah.
And
I
so
agree.
I say get drunk. That's me.
That's our advice.
Okay, you do the second question.
All right. Our second question says, in college, I lived with all of my girlfriends and saw them every day. Now, post-college, I feel like all of my time is consumed by work, and it takes serious effort to not fall out of the social scene and miss out on seeing my friends. It definitely affects my mental health not to see my friends for even a whole week. How can I have a better work-life balance without burning the candle at both ends? I'm so tired at the end of the day. Even my mom is starting to think I'm lame because I'm so much less social in my 20s than in my teen years. I also don't want my friends to think I'm neglecting them or I don't care to see them.
Great question. So hard. You get on that hamster wheel, baby, and it's like, get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. I really understand.
You're full of advice today.
I am. Look at I clearly have been by myself in the apartment working for too long. Okay, yeah, I have advice.
Yes.
Do you?
I like when you take the lead.
Oh, you do?
I like when you take the lead on
All right,
advice.
then. So I'm going to say that when I was in my 20s and lived in New York and very busy and you feel like you never see your friends, and it's really hard because you want to be super dedicated to your work and you want to do well and you want to succeed, and I think we all get a lot of satisfaction from our work and striving to achieve. I do have something to say about this question. I think it's very hard. You're on the hamster wheel. You're like going to work, going home, going to work, going home. You're exhausted. You want to achieve at work. You just can't get in the headspace of talking to somebody anymore. You've been talking all day to people. But when I was in my 20s and we were all feeling this way, 4 of us got together and started a dinner club called Set the Dogs Free, because we believed it was inhumane to have a dog in New York City in an apartment because they need to run in wild spaces. And now I have a dog. Anyhow, it was called Set the Dogs Free. And what was it? We got together every Wednesday night, the 4 girls, 4 women. You could invite any other friend you wanted who was a female because it was like a girls' night. And so we had special guests come, and we were devoted to that Wednesday. We went in alphabetical order. We never went back to the same place twice. None of us made a lot of money, so we went to very cheap restaurants or cooked at our apartments. And it was great. And we did it for 2 years, every Wednesday night. And I think this person, although exhausted, needs to push herself like 1 or 2 nights a week. And we didn't talk about the weekends. Like, is she going out on the weekends with friends? Because I'm talking about during the week. I think it's important for her to push herself because she will feel better and more connected.
I do think the difference, though, is now there's just I think that people my age who have phones and easier access to plans most definitely went out more than you guys did. Like, I feel like everybody's going out every day of the week, and it's a little bit overwhelming how frequently people go out.
I went out every night of the week. My friend P.E.A., she and I worked together, and we went out every single night. Spent the whole day together at work. We were work friends.
Yeah, I just feel like it feels like there are always plans, and it's a little stressful and overwhelming.
So is this person feeling overwhelmed that there are too many plans?
No, I didn't get that read. I'm just thinking about it, and I think that I wonder if this pressure would feel less if it felt like there was less going on. Like, maybe. It feels like people are always seeing each other, and maybe it's the same and people were always seeing each other a lot in their 20s. It just feels like I have difficulty right after this. I'm supposed to go to a concert and I really don't want to go to it, to be quite honest, because it's a Monday and I'm really tired. But it also feels like I'm young and everybody's going to go. Like, people that I want to see are going to go. So
Wait. That wasn't initially everyone I want to see. It was FOMO, everybody's gonna go. That, to me, not good.
But I feel like this is more about spending time with her friends. Like, okay, the concerts happen and stuff. I think it's more like missing the people that she wants to see.
Yeah, I think she needs to prioritize. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like she needs to prioritize a little and push herself a little.
Which is why having a Wednesday or a weekly day where she is forced to see somebody and is held accountable to it is, I think, the best solution.
You know, it could also be a phone call, because we'll use Pumpkin again, because Pumpkin and another friend call each other every single day, and they have for like 20 years. I'm not kidding. Like, every single day they just do a quick check-in. And I wonder if this person would feel like that was helpful, because it's not plans, but she's connecting.
Yeah, I just think that this more touches on like not just one person, but like the scope of friendships. And so I think that's why it's important to have a weekly thing that is versatile.
Yes, I think if you commit to something weekly, it'd be great. And if it's not one thing,
and it doesn't have to be an exclusive thing.
Well, ours wasn't an exclusive thing. We invited, and it was great. We met so many, because you would meet friends of friends and work friends, and it was excellent. But it could be like
just
a book
social
club.
Experience.
It could just be like a drink at a bar, or it could be coffee, or
yeah. I think it's a good idea.
Maybe you and all your friends, if this is someone you know, could commit to that, right?
Yeah.
If it's someone you know, or whoever it is. So
I'll be your friend.
Yeah, we'll be your
I
friend.
go out on weeknights.
I don't.
I am today.
I don't.
All right, final segment is last week my mom talked to me about gossip. This week I am talking to my mom about, drumroll please, I'm talking to my mom about why I feel like mothers are obsessed with their daughter's weight. I'm not calling you out because you have honestly never cared to a fault. I would say that I gained a few pounds in college, would have liked to know that when I asked if clothes were looking a little too small. Didn't get that. But I will have to say that is better than the alternative, which is you constantly commenting about my weight. That being said, I feel like a lot of people my age have very similar experiences, that their moms just cannot help themselves and feel the need to always comment about their appearance.
And what happens to your friends when that happens? Do they have good relationships with their moms?
Yes,
bad relationships?
yes. I think that no mother is immune to the comment. I think that people with really supportive moms have it happen. I think people with fractured relationships with their moms have it happen. I think that it's just this weird obsession that mothers have with how their daughters look. And
does it drive a wedge?
Yes, I think it harbors resentment.
Okay. Yes, I think so.
Because I think a lot of it is projection, and like there are mothers with unhealthy eating habits, like the almond mom who like eats an almond and like a sprig of celery and is like, oh, I'm full.
That's not
And
us.
moms that like don't keep food in their house and like, you know, are very conscious about what they're eating. I think that is projected along with feelings about how their children look.
So it was a very conscious decision on my part to never comment on my children's weight, because I had a lot of friends whose parents did. It caused a lot of self-doubt. It caused eating disorders. And my mother never commented on my weight. My mother, I too went through a period in college. I thought I was always fat, but in college, I really gained a lot of weight. And my mom was always like, you look fabulous. And I was just like, okay. But I think it was really good. We have a very healthy, I think we're normal in terms of like our weight. It's not skinny, it's not fat, we're just like average. And we have a snack closet, and we eat some crappy food, but we eat a lot of healthy food. And
But you're not answering my question.
okay, why did the mothers do this? Yes. Okay, so I have given this a great deal of thought, and this is going to be incredibly unpopular amongst mothers, but I do think this might be part of it. That I think that a lot of parents define themselves by the way their kids look.
And so if they have a fat kid, they're like, oh my God, I'm the mom with the fat kid.
Or I'm the mom with the fat kid, or I'm the mom who didn't do a good job and I have the fat kid.
Right, because they feel like being skinny is like equated to like being a good parent.
I think
even though like there are so many, it's so superficial. Like you could have great looking kids that are like miserable.
It's weird. I don't know if everywhere in the country feels this way, but I can tell you in New York City, there is like a definite people judge you. Parents judge each other on their kids' appearance. I swear to God, it's crazy. And maybe that's I think that's other places too. But I think maybe you see your reflection, like mother sees, like we're the same gender. So I see you in
and I
wouldn't. I see myself in you, and so if you are putting on weight, then what does that say about me?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not a.
It's also not just a female problem. Like obviously, I think that mothers want their sons to look healthy, and maybe they would use the word strong because that's thought to be masculine.
Different.
Okay, different. I don't mean healthy. They want them. I was really saying like mothers in a very binary way want their sons to like look like strong and like whatever. Like either way, no matter what the appearance is, they just don't want them to be fat. Is what I gather. Like mothers are very. I'm not saying dads are immune to this, but it does seem like a very female issue.
I don't know. I knew some dads who used to comment on their daughters' weights.
Oh, yes. But I was thinking about father and son. But yes, I think that dads, obviously, I think that's like even weirder.
There's gender bias, I think, too, like women.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know how they always say, like, it's because of media and magazines. And I think maybe, not magazines now, but, you know, social media. And I do think that there's something to that. Like people make themselves, don't they airbrush, and they make themselves look particularly good in a lot of ways.
Tune.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, but horrible. So it is an unrealistic portrait of what beauty, if that's what it is, looks like. So that is a bad thing. But for parents, I'm trying to like get to the root of it, and no, I'm not a therapist, but I think it's something you had said to me when we were talking about this earlier was that neither one of us initially went to the idea of mothers care because they want their daughters to be healthy. Like that, I'm sorry to say, didn't occur to me.
No, I don't think that the comments are because they want them to be healthy. I think you're as close as one can be without us being therapists to know that they think it's a reflection of them. I just think that feeling a little bit like a uniquely female issue is interesting. Not that it's only a female issue, but that like it's consistent across like girls of all ages. Like it's hereditary. Like I feel like people grew up with their moms some people might say that's what abuse is, and that like being fat shamed is like a form of abuse, which makes sense as to why there's a hereditary aspect. It's just interesting that we haven't grown out of it.
I'm thinking about like what you're supposed to do, and I think as parents, we sometimes just have to hold our tongues and not say something because there's a greater good. So, but if you're the child who's being criticized, I think you have to say something and say to your parent that they are...
Well, I think it's one thing if you're like actually unhealthy, and I think it's another thing if it's like a weird passing comment about like physical appearance.
I think none of it's okay.
If I had an obesity issue,
well,
then it would be about my health.
It would be about your health.
Or if you rapidly gained a lot of weight.
Well, that would be about your health.
Right.
But you're talking about like, hey, why are you wearing that? Looks bad, or it's too tight, or you shouldn't eat the Cheez-Its or the Cheetos or whatever. Yeah. Right?
Sometimes I get snack shamed, but that's because I eat a lot of snacks.
You know why she gets snack shamed?
I eat like shit.
I don't care about the snack. It's because she eats it
garbage.
In a room, and she eats it in
like
a room.
duty.
It's because you eat it in your room, and it's like a squirrel, and it's gross.
I am.
Okay. Anything else to say about?
No,
this?
I just think it's I think that it's interesting that this problem like does not seem to be going away.
No, I think it's always,
like what will make it go away? Like when will the mothers stop? Like, am I going to be a fat shaming mother? I hate kids.
No, you. Okay, we'll talk about that in another episode.
Them.
Wait, can I just bring up one last thing, though, about this? It did occur to me that you said that I never commented on your weight and you wish I had.
But I feel like one thing.
Wait, I feel like you never win, though, with that, right? Like, if I said, I don't think you should wear that, you might have been offended and mad at me.
But I know that for verbatim, I said, I have put on a few pounds. I prefaced it with the fact that I knew.
Doesn't matter. I think it makes you feel bad about yourself.
It makes me feel worse looking back at these pictures. I'm literally wearing jeans that can't.
No.
The top.
I disagree. I think if I commented on your weight, it's a non-issue. I shouldn't be commenting on it. It has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
You should just feel good about yourself no matter what weight you are. And by the way, I don't know. Like maybe... I don't know why we put a premium on skinny, because if you feel good about yourself and you weigh more,
I didn't feel good about myself.
No, but I'm saying that people do.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
That's why the mother commenting is so unnecessary. Like on every level, it's unnecessary.
And by the way,
I also think that asking about it and commenting are also different.
No,
like the unsolicited nature of making that comment, like
I see.
You look large today, versus me being like, what's going on? How do I look in these jeans? And you saying you look great when they're a little too tight is just like sabotage.
I'm not sure I said that, but I just want to say that the person who is not feeling confident about the way they look already feels bad. Like,
I agree.
Don't make them feel worse.
No,
like,
I agree. And your mother is supposed to uplift you. Your father's, your parents are supposed to uplift you.
Yes, I think not good. You should say something to your parents if they're saying something.
Yeah,
to you.
tell them to
and parents,
fuck off.
Shut up.
All right.
Should I say that? Can I say that? Okay, that's it.
Episode 2. Follow us, voicemail us, call in, text in.
Please, we want to grow our
email
followers, and this is fun, and we like it. Hey, write us notes and tell us what we're doing right and wrong.
And we have questions. A special episode next week because we're going to be in Spain, so it's a different format. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.